Welcome to the City of Peoria Planning and Zoning Commission. The Planning and Zoning Commission is composed of volunteer citizens appointed by the City Council. The Commission is the designated hearing body for a range of land use applications, including general plan amendments, rezones, conditional use permits, and amendments to the zoning code. Upon recommendation by the Commission, general plan amendments, rezones, and zoning code amendments proceed forward to the Peoria City Council for final action. For conditional use permits, the Commission will make a final decision subject to appeal. All hearings are conducted in accordance with the rules for procedure requirements to allow an impartial and efficient hearing, and all Commission meetings are open to the public under the Arizona Open Meeting Law. Each case will be called in the order in which it appears on the agenda unless otherwise announced during the meeting. Once called, City staff will give a presentation of the case, followed by a presentation from the applicant if they so desire. After the applicant's presentation, members of the public who have submitted a speaker's request form will be called to speak by the Commission Chair. The applicant may be called to provide additional information, clarification, or a rebuttal. The Commission will discuss the case, may ask additional questions, and take action. Any member of the public wishing to speak must complete a speaker's request form and hand it to the planning assistant at the end of the dais. When speaking, please limit your comments to a maximum of 3 minutes and try not to repeat statements already made by others. We welcome your comments, and as fellow citizens of Peoria, we thank you in advance for your participation.
Good evening. Welcome to the January 16th, 2025 Peoria Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. I will start out with a quick roll call. Chair Fighter present. Vice Chair Waitman Powell is not present. Secretary is an open spot. Commissioner Nate Cottrell.
Present.
Commissioner Doug Myers.
Present.
Commissioner Leila Villasenor.
Present.
So we do have a quorum. One bit of news since the last meeting is Commissioner Tom Konkowski is chosen to resign from the commission. We thank him for his time and service. He has other commitments that preclude his making the time to volunteer and serve. So we do thank him for the time that he did spend with us. So I will make a final request for speaker request forms. I don't have any at this time. So next we'll move on to the consent agenda, which are all considered to be routine in nature. Commissioners, any questions, comments, concerns on the consent? If not, do I have a motion?
Thank you. I'll move that we accept the consent agenda items as presented.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Commissioners, please vote. And the consent agenda passes unanimously. Thank you. We will next move on to the regular agenda. We have a short agenda tonight, so new business. Item 5R, Automotive Technology Experts, Conditional Use Permit, CU 24-02. Staff, time for a presentation.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, Chair, members of the Commission. My name is Cody Gleason. With us tonight, we have a new planner that has not previously had a case before you, so we wanted to introduce her. Michelle Navarro, to my right, will be the planner for this case, and she'll be able to provide you the details and provide any explanation for you.
Welcome.
All right. Good evening, Chair and members of Commission. My name is Michelle Navarro, and as mentioned from Cody, I'm a planner here at the City of Peoria. I have yet to present before you, but I've been looking forward to this. So without further ado, I'm presenting Automotive Technology Experts, Conditional Use Permit. It's CU 2402, and it's a request for an automobile glass repair business. The applicant for Automotive Technology Experts is Robin Meister on behalf of Crash Champions. The subject site is located at 8800 91st Avenue, which is south of the southeast corner of 91st Avenue and Olive Avenue. The subject site is approximately 0.6 acres, and they are requesting a conditional use permit for an auto glass repair business. Existing on site is a vacant commercial building. Within the vicinity of the subject site is a commercial plaza, the Olive Plaza to the north, which contains such businesses as a veterinary clinic and a dentist. To the east is 91st Avenue, and then Fry's. Also to the east is a single-family residential cross point. Below the property to the south is a vacant commercial plaza, and to the west, adjacent to the site, is Loop 101. So auto tech experts are requesting an automobile glass repair use to operate within the existing approximately 4,000 square foot building on site, which features 4 service bays. Their hours of operation are during the work week, so Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 p.m. This use is conditionally permitted, subject to adherence to development standards and to the specific special limitations of use outlined in the zoning ordinance. As proposed, the use will comply with these limitations. Specifically, no outdoor display or storage are proposed on site, and the project narrative identifies all automobile operations will occur within the enclosed building, and therefore it complies with these special limitations. In the CUP process, the commission may impose conditions for this use, such as restriction on operating hours, additional screening, and other appropriate measures as deemed necessary. Through the conditions of approval found in Exhibit 1 of your packet and in review of the applicant's operational characteristics, staff does not find that additional measures would be necessary. It is not anticipated that issues will arise, but if they were to, these would return to the commission for further evaluation. The site was noticed in accordance with all city requirements. Through the noticing period for both the notice of application and the notice of hearing, no public comments or opposition were received. There was a legal ad published in the newspaper, and the site was posted in accordance with city requirements. In review of the applicant proposal, staff finds that this use is compatible with its surrounding and is not intended to have adverse impacts on adjacent properties. The Prop 207 waiver has been received by the city, and through the consideration of these findings, staff recommends approval of automotive technology experts, CU 2402, subject to the conditions of approval found in Exhibit 1. With that, I'm ready to take your many questions that you may have for me, and the representative from the applicant team is here.
That's great, thank you. Can you tell me, what's the prior use of the building?
Chair Fider, the existing use previously was also auto glass repair.
Okay. That doesn't carry forward with the property, or does the change of operator change the need for the use permit?
Chair Fider, you would be able to continue the operation of that use so long as there was not a cessation of the use for 180 days or more. In this case, because there was a cessation of the use for a term longer than that, we would have to come back before you for a new conditional use permit.
Okay. And then one other question I have, and then I'll turn it over. Do you know, is there any planned uses for the vacant lot to the immediate south?
Chair Fider, there's nothing that we have in the application queue that identifies a proposal for that parcel at this time. We've had discussions previously, but no formal submittal.
Okay. That's all I have. Any commissioners have any questions for Ms. Navarro? Okay. With that, I will open to public comment. I have no speaker requests. And then, so I will close the public comment. We good? Do I have a motion?
Chair, I'll motion to approve item 5C, CU 24-02, subject to the conditions approval of Exhibit 1.
Do I have a second?
Sir, it's item 5C.
Do I have a second? Second. Commissioners, please vote. And the motion passes unanimously. Ms. Navarro, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congrats on getting one under your belt. So. All right, next item on the very brief agenda is the election of officers. Given the fact that we are down 2 commissioners and Vice Chair Waitman Powell is not able to be with us this evening, I would like to make a motion to postpone the election so we can have as close to a full slate that we have. So I'd like
I
to
would
make a-
second that. I support that.
Okay. I guess I have a motion and a second. I have a motion, a second, and a unanimous agreement, so thank you all. That's the end of our short agenda for tonight, so I'll make a call to the public for any non-agenda items. I'll open the public, close the public. 7R, reports from staff.
Hello again, Chair, members of the commission. Not much to report tonight, just the upcoming agenda and meetings that we would have for you. We are going to look to cancel the February 6th Planning Commission meeting, but we will have an item before you, at least one, for the February 20th regular meeting. So we will see you back on February 20th. Other than that, we would have the March 6th meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you for the evening off, appreciate that.
We could always talk about water policy.
Or signage. Okay, we can do that offline, thank you. All right. Commissions or comments from the commission? I just have one. Given the fact that we have 2 vacancies, which came to us at the exact same time, is there anything that we can do to expedite? I know there's some applicants that are in, and there was a planned subcommittee meeting for late February. Is there anything that we can do to expedite those interviews? So I'd just like to get us a full slate of opinions up here, so.
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, absolutely great point. As you indicated, we do have a meeting tentatively scheduled for February 18th, a council board subcommittee meeting. So right now, we are in the process of trying to take in applications. So if you know anyone or anyone watching knows anyone that has an interest in participating on a board or commission, go ahead and put your application in. The idea would be to evaluate those and hopefully get a recommendation from the subcommittee that night. I can talk to the clerk's office to see if there's any opportunity to move that meeting up a little bit, given our need, but it is February 18th.
Okay. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Okay, with that, I will adjourn the meeting.